Hey everyone, this is Spoony Bard, and I want to tell you about a comic book called Stone Protectors #1. The Stone Protectors were created in the early 90s as part of the Troll Doll fad. The channel Pixel Dan has a great video that goes into more detail on the Stone Protectors and the other troll dolls that were marketed towards young boys. I definitely recommend you check that video out, so I'll put a link in the description. He also has one of the best explanations of the unique copyright situation that allowed all this to become possible.
Dom registered the design with the US Copyright Office in 1965, but since the dolls had already been sold in the US as early as 1962, the design was already deemed to be public domain.
So basically, people saw what had happened to the Ninja Turtles and wanted a slice of that pie. So getting into the book, we get a brief recap of the origin of the Stone Protectors. Now, it mentions that they're a crappy band, and I don't think it really matters who plays what instrument, as their unique ability set is what defines them.
The name is Max. I'm a skater blader. One slice for me and it's see you later.
Chester's my name, and I like food. Like to squeeze bad guys with my wrestling moves. My name is Angus. Gus to my pals. I'll make anything into an arsenal.
Cornelius is my name, memorize my thing. Fight like a warrior, sing like the king.
They call me Cliff, and I like to climb. Put the drop on bad dudes anytime.
We're the Stone Protectors. Our stones of power glow.
Anyways, it seems like some magic gems randomly fall to Earth from a planet called Mithrandir. So the band is hit by these stones and they transform into trolls. Anyways, they team up with some alien princess to try to liberate her planet known as Mithrandir. And the planet is being scourged by these weird lizard people led by Zoc and his brutal henchman Zinc. The story starts off with the Stone Protectors trying to reclaim the planet Mithrandir. They're doing so by capturing the Saurian outposts one at a time. With some of the worst art I've ever seen, the trolls battle the Saurians in a manner that showcases each troll's unique abilities and or personality. I don't want to rag on the art too much. It could have been a situation like E.T. or Zero Wing where they had a small team with very little resources. Eventually more Saurians show up and the trolls decide to retreat. Unfortunately, one of their group named Max has been captured. I just want to mention that his name is spelled M-A-X-X, and I'm assuming the reason for the extra X is because he's extreme. Understanding that they can't do anything for Max right now, the trolls head back to their secret base, but they leave a huge smoke trail in their wake. Inside the Crystal City, Empress Opal, who I'm just going to call She-Ra, and her advisor Lantor, who kind of looks like some weird human version of Optimus Prime. They receive the bad news that Max has been captured. They think that there may be a traitor within the group. The 4 remaining trolls' gems start to glow. Empress Opal tells them this is a sign that Max is still alive. Zoc decides he's going to use Max as bait to lure the other trolls out to capture their stones. He decides that he's going to temporarily put Max in a children's labor camp. The next day, the trolls with the help of She-Ra and Optimus decide to launch an attack on the Saurian base. Unfortunately, they're instantly outnumbered and decide to turn around. Optimus looks like he's directly shot by something, but pulls a G.I. Joe and parachutes to safety. The fact that they were ready for the trolls confirms their suspicion that there is a traitor. So Saurian-occupied Mithrandir is basically a ghetto run by teenage gangs. Apparently the street gangs are working in an attempt to qualify to be sent to a place called Hades. Basically the description of this says, this is basically that island from Pinocchio. The trolls are contacted by Zoc, who, in an obvious trap, tells them he wants to release Max, but only if one of the trolls comes alone. At Zoc's hideout, we see the traitor as Harriet, who apparently is Optimus Prime's daughter. Meanwhile, in Zoc's child slave mines, Max talks to Harriet and finds out that she does not know the truth about what happened. When the Elvis troll shows up alone, he meets Harriet. Harriet is almost immediately hit by a car, and the truck behind the car swerves and crashes. Out from the truck spill what I suppose are supposed to be kids. They kind of just like look like fat adults to me. And is it just me, or is this one naked and there's just shading, or is this some weird kind of costume? You guys let me know what you think. Anyways, they talk to one of the kids who tells them about Zock's slave mines. Harriet realizes that she's been lied to and decides she wants to flip sides. Elvis and Harriet arrive at Max's cell. A third person is somehow with them, who, in different panels, has a cape and does not have a cape. Elvis shouts at the Saurians, which I guess when augmented with the power of his emeralds, deals a devastating blast. He pulls out his swords. He throws one towards Max while simultaneously slicing open the power line. Max and Elvis make quick work of the Saurian guards. They decide that they're going to go try to save the children. While in transit, Harriet cries over the fact that she has been lied to and has blamed her father unfairly. Meanwhile, back in Zock's slave mines, it turns out that Optimus is still alive. The alarms go off, and they discover that the rest of the trolls are coming for a rescue mission. They find the entrance to the slave mine, but aren't sure how to open the doors. Apparently, the drummer's motto is, "When in doubt, dive bomb." Now, if any of you guys actually play the drums, please let me know, because I don't think that's real. So they crash through the wall into Zock's lair, who immediately escapes. They see that Optimus is still alive, and they fight their way through a crowd of Saurians to get to him. Harriet and Optimus have a heartfelt reconciliation while the trolls clean up the rest of the bad guys. Having reunited this estranged family, the trolls decide to celebrate, doing the one thing they do better than fighting. But the comic already said that they don't do it that well. And that's the end of the book. Now, at the end of the book, there's a page, a letter from the editor-in-chief type thing. Well, apparently, Harvey Comics has secured the long-term rights for Beethoven, and they planned on publishing a monthly comic series. Apparently, in the, at the time, latest issue, Beethoven the dog gets hit on the head, forgets who he is, and ends up thinking he's a movie stunt dog. Also, there's another story where a priceless gold dog collar disappears from a museum, and it's Sherlock Beethoven to the rescue. So that concludes the exciting first issue of Stone Protectors. If any of you have memories of this thing, or even any of the merchandise, I'd love to hear about it. This comic book did have an advertisement from Hawaiian Punch that was framed as a comic book, and it was about 4 pages. If this video can get 5 likes, I will make a video on that. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.